What is up, guys? I got a custom gameplay request from one of my channel members, Zylokun. Actually, not just a custom gameplay request, but actually a custom campaign request here. So this month we'll be taking on scenario number 1 of this custom campaign. I want to give a huge shout out to Zylokun. Thank you so much for creating this campaign here. And yeah, we're gonna take it on here. So scenario number 1 is take off at the tower, and we'll be doing the Avengers Tower, tower defense expert mode here. And we will be replacing the armies of Titan, that recommended module set, with the Children of Thanos module set. So we have Children of Thanos right here, but we will also be removing Proxy Midnight and Corvus Glaive from the module set, so let's take them away. So only these 3 cards here, and Ebony Maw will also have the victory keyword. If we do defeat him during the scenario, we're going to record him in there in the campaign log, just knowing that we took down Ebony Maw here, because he will be relevant, I'm assuming, for the upcoming scenarios, but I don't know anything about the future scenarios, so we're just gonna go in kind of blind here and see what happens. So let's shuffle up the encounter deck. Actually, wait, I think there's a setup here for yeah, never mind. Okay, we actually get a Black Order Besieger, so let's put that, and then we'll shuffle up here. Okay, so basically, first scenario, we also have the Milano here, and we have to play as either a Guardian hero or a Champion hero, and we'll be helping out the Avengers here. So whatever hero that we pick, we cannot play that hero for any other scenario in this campaign here. So we're starting off with Groot. Groot is not the strongest hero, so I don't mind getting him out of the way here, and I actually want to play Groot because I do like him a lot here. So we'll be trying out Groot here in protection with ready for a fight. Okay, let's shuffle up here and let's go through our deck breakdown. So the deck requirements for this scenario, or for this campaign, is that we have to pick an aspect. But so we did protection here. Here are the protection cards I have here. 3 copies are ready for a fight. Night Nurse, Star Sinclair. And then for the allies here, it's very important. We can only use Guardian or Champion allies here. So we have a bunch of Guardians and Champions. Starhawk, Rocket, Martin X, Cosmo. Vivian is our champion. Snowguard, Spider-Man, Mazeraz, Ironheart, and Moongirl. So we only have Guardians and Champions here. Oh, Sesame's here. Let's get her out the way. Okay. So we only have Guardians and Champions here. And basically all these allies that we picked, they will have to go on to the next scenario with the next hero that we pick. And I don't know what hero I'm going to play with next, but we have to bring all the allies from one scenario to the other, which is why I have Moongirl here, because I do plan on playing some champions soon. So I really want to use Moongirl. Groot has no way to play Moongirl in this deck because we only play her we have the champion trait, but I still want her in the deck because yeah, I mean, I'm just playing for the future here and making sure that we have her for the champion stuff. So we have 2 copies of practice plan, build support, Queen Carrier, Heli Carrier, Avengers Mansion, the 2 Power and All of Us, and 3 basic doubles here. Yeah, that is our deck breakdown here. We're allowed to use Guardians or Champions from any aspect, but I went ahead and just put a bunch of basic stuff there, and then we just did protection stuff because I'm playing protection here. So we just have Starhawk there. But for the campaign, we are allowed to use any aspect allies. But I decided to just stick with protection here. Okay, so for here, Groot, he came in on the Milano as a Guardian. And for this scenario, all the damage that will be dealt to Avengers Tower will actually be dealt to the Milano instead. And when the Milano hits 9, just like with the Avengers Tower, we're going to flip the Avengers Tower over to the damage side. If it hits 9 again, then we will lose the game. So basically, we just don't want it to hit 9 twice. Yeah, so basically just 18 damage on the Milano slash Avengers Tower is going to cause us to lose. So yeah, we do not want to take any damage if possible. Alright, so let's shuffle up our player deck more here. And then for the campaign setup, we record our initial non-identity specific ally for the campaign. So we're going to record all of those 9 allies that we have there. I'll put the deck with some in the description as well. And then these allies will be present across all 5 scenarios here. So I have no clue what heroes we're playing, what scenarios we're playing in the next 4 ones, but the allies, we're going to have to be using the same ones. And we'll also record our identity, which is Groot here. We will no longer use Groot after this scenario. So I have protection Groot here with our 10 hit points. And then we can also, for the campaign setup, we choose 1 to 3 Avengers allies from any aspect to include in your deck. We are going to choose War Machine here, 1 Avengers ally. And then you may place 2 threat on a scheme to place one of those allies into play as a setup action, ignoring any triggering effects, not including toughness. So that means that we can get toughness here. So War Machine's going to have toughness, which is pretty good for that. and then which is kind of the main reason I picked him. He's a 4-cost ally that has toughness, and then these allies will not be included in your campaign specific allies. They're only for this scenario here. So War Machine's only going to be here as an Avengers ally just for this scenario to protect the Milano here. Okay, so then we got everything shuffled up. Let's go ahead and do the regular setup here for this scenario. So for tower defense, we'll defeat both Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive to win. Everything else here is going to be pretty normal. So for the setup, review stage 2A, and then put it into play next to this main scheme stage. And there are 2 main schemes and 2 villains in play. Stage 2A says put the Avengers Tower environment right here into play, stronghold side face up, and the Milan will be attached to it for the campaign. Put the focus defense attachment, this right here, attached to this stage. Each player searches the encounter deck for a copy of Black Order procedure, which we already did. Put into play, engage with them, shuffle the encounter deck. Okay, so we did all that. Let's advance both the main schemes here. What is this? The villain who matches this is the active villain. After play phase ends, we attach this card to the other main scheme. Okay, so Proxima, that's going to be the first one because it's going to move over after the play phase ends here. We're going to have one initial threat on each one of the main schemes. And then for the campaign setup, we can place 2 threats on any scheme on one of them. You may place 2 threats on a scheme. So let's do this one because that effect is worse. So we'll put 2 threat on here, so 3 threat on here, so we can put War Machine into play here, helping Groot out. All right, and then let's see. So force response for Black Order procedure. After he engages you, choose either do 1 damage to Avengers Tower or do 2 damage to identity. Let's put 2 damage on Groot. So we're going to drop down to 8 life here. All right, and Proxima Midnight's got 11 hit points, and then Corvus Glaive's got 12. Wait, no. It's 12 and 11. I put the wrong thing here. I think I was planning on using the blue one for Proxima, but then I changed my mind at the last second. So we'll do, 12 hit points for Proxima Midnight, and then 11 here for Corvus Glaive. Okay, so we got that set up, and then for the main schemes, basically if this one hits 6, or this one hits 6, is going to advance, but we don't lose it, they advance, right? Proxima Midnight scheme is whenever this stage will be completed, remove all threat from the stage and do 6 damage to Avengers Tower, which will be on the Milano. So we don't want that. That's really bad. That's going to advance our loss condition. For this one here, when it will be completed, we remove all threat from here and then do each player face encounter card. That's not as bad, but we definitely don't want encounter cards either. Okay, so I think we're all good here. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's drop 2 hands of 0-6 as Groot and see what we get. Oh man, I got Fertile Ground. Okay, all right, this is gonna be a good game, guys. Getting Fertile Ground is the key to success here for Groot. So definitely we're gonna mulligan Moon Girl because I can't play her in this deck. I don't reuse the basic power. I think we hold on to this. I'd like to get the resource generator, and actually we can go ahead and toss Snow Guard because we can be a little bit more because we already have an ally in play, so we can be a little bit more aggressive here with the mulligan. Let's mulligan 4 cards, draw 4 more cards. Do I want to? Yeah, the ready is good. Yeah, we draw 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have no way to play the Queen Carry in this deck without build support. So we need to build support it out because we don't have the advantage trait. All right, so I think it's pretty simple. We're gonna play the Helicarrier here. Oof. If I wish we got a double. Do I even play Helicarrier? Okay, if I Fertile Ground, I can draw a card. And then I kind of don't. Okay, let's first use our action here in Alter Ego. Growth Spurt. Place 2 growth counters on Groot. We want to build up those growth counters. And then I don't think I use Fruition here, I think, because I'd rather get the Helicarrier out and then play one of Groot's things. So let's use a resource here so we can play our key support, Fertile Ground. It's a 1-cost support. As an Alter Ego action, we can exhaust this card, place a growth counter on Groot. So now we have 3 growth counters. And then we can also draw a card. Oh man, we're getting all of our Groot stuff right now. Let's do. I think I want the readying one, right? The thwarting one could be good. Man, we're losing all of them here. Let's do. We make a basic thwart, we get extra thwarting. Let's do the thwarting one. Let's do the thwarting one here. Okay, so we'll do. I kind of want the. Okay, we're gonna do the ready one. Sorry guys, I just can't decide. We'll do the ready one. So we'll do 3 resources here, so we can play the Helicarrier. It's a 3-cost support. As an action, we can exhaust it and reduce the cost next time we play by 1. Let's do that. So now we can play Lashing Vines for free. This is a 1-cost upgrade. After we use a basic power, we can remove 2 counters from Groot and then exhaust this card to ready Groot back up. So now we have our readying card here. All right. And then let's go ahead and flip up to hero form. So in here form, we have a force interrupt called Floor Colossus. It's forced, so we have to do it here. So we don't have any options here. When Groot would take any amount of damage, we remove that many growth count from him, and for each growth count removed, we prevent one of the damage. So we want to build our growth counters, but we take damage and we lose those counters. Let's go ahead and swing for 2 on the Black Order Besieger. We're going to use our Lashing Vines. We just use a basic power, our basic attack activation. So we're exhaust this, remove 2 counters, draw it down to 1, and then we can ready up Groot. Now let's swing for 2 again. We'll defeat the Black Order Besieger here. Because if he does damage to us, then we'll have to lose growth counters anyway. So we might as well just take him out. So he is defeated. Okay. And then we're going to keep a War Machine here to block for us. I think is the play. Yeah. Okay. Let's end our turn. Let's ready back up here. I'm not sure that's the play actually. Let's drop back up to 5. And hopefully we can get our, there are the doubles. Okay, we got the ready for a fight. That's what I'm looking for. But we'll have to use Root Stunt to play because I don't have enough physical for it, unfortunately. That's okay. We definitely want to get the ready for a fight. It's going crazy here. So we can access Alter Ego with Groot. Okay, it is the villain's turn. They're going to add 1 to each main scheme, going up to 2, going up to 4 here. And I forgot this. At the end of the player phase, we attach this card to other main schemes, so it moves over here. So Proximity is going to be the current active villain now. We just move this thing over. Okay, so like that. Okay, so the active villain is going to attack. This guy won't attack right now. So she's going to hit with a base of 3. But whenever she attacks you, we choose to either deal 1 damage to the Avenger's Tower or give her +2 for attack. Let's give her +2. So she's hitting with a base of 5 here. She gets a face down boost card. We're going to have War Machine defend. And here's a boost 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage actually. Oh my goodness. Okay, 7 damage knocks out the tough from War Machine. So I'm glad we have War Machine there to help us initially for that first hit. And then we get 1 face down counter card now during the counter phase, which is a side scheme under attack. City under attack. Hinder 1 +2, so 3 threat with a crisis. When it's defeated, the player who defeats this scheme draws a card. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so he's gonna scheme us out. Actually, we're gonna flip out hero form. I don't think we have the thwarting here. Yeah, we just don't have the thwarting. And build support's not good here. Yeah, we draw the doubles and then to play with them. Let's go ahead and thwart for 1, city under attack. And then we will flip down to Alter Ego. Let's use our growth spurt so we get 2 more counters as Alter Ego action, going up to 3. And then we're going to exhaust Fertile Ground as Alter Ego action. We are an Alter Ego. We get a growth counter and we also draw a card. Starhawk, okay, an ally. That is perfect. Let's use a physical resource right here so we can play ready for a fight. The requirement to play this card is a physical resource. When enemy would scheme with his card chain hero form, the enemy will attack you instead. And then let's do, let's use a double resource here, and we're going to play Starhawk. So Starhawk is a 2-cost ally. When he takes damage equal to his remaining health, we return back to our hand. We need thwarting here, guys. Yeah, we can't thwart the main schemes because of the crisis. So yeah, let's thwart for 1 from state under attack. Starhawk will take 1 consequential damage for his thwart activation. Let's exhaust a Helicarrier to reduce the cost of this card we play by 1. So we can play a build support here for free. So it's getting another side scheme in play here. And I'm not sure if we'll ever do anything with that. But yeah, that's going to end turn. Let's right back up. Okay, we'll have War Machine's activation now. And we'll see what we draw actually. Yeah, before we decide we want to fight. We're hunting to double here. Let's drop back up to 6 here. Should be getting some better stuff now. Okay, so if I'm ready for a fight, I mean, what I could do, so at the end of the phase, we're going to move this over to this one now. So the thing is, I'm okay getting extra encounter card from here, a lot more than putting 6 damage on Avengers Tower. We didn't draw any more ready for fights. I kind of want to stay down in Alter Ego, actually, because we have our big Thor event as well. We could play it. If I stay down, we can play Ironheart. We can get a lot of economy stuff going on. Do I ready for fight? Yeah, we don't actually have a good defensive system, so we're not going to trigger here. Okay, so we added 1 threat to each one of the main schemes. This goes up to 5. This goes up to 3. Now, Corey's Blade will activate against us. So he's going to scheme because we're an Alter Ego. If he makes an undefended attack, then we do that. It's not an undefended attack, so he's just going to scheme, so we don't do the force response there. He's scheming with a base of 2. Let's just take it. The boost is 2, so 4. This is going to go all the way up to 9 threat. So it gets completed. It's going to hit more than 6. When that happens, remove all threats, so that's pretty good. And then deal each player face down counter card. So we get a face down counter card here. Now in the encounter step, we get another face down encounter card. So we have 2 encounter cards that we gotta review here. First one is Rapid Fire. Do 3 damage to Avenger's Tower. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so we're just gonna put 3 damage here straight on the tower, and it'll be on the Milano instead. So 3 of our first 9 here is already there. Yikes. Okay, and then last encounter card is an Assault. We're an Alter Ego, so it's gonna gain Surge. Surges into Master. Oh no, Master Plan. Plays 4th on each side scheme. This goes up to 5. And the build support's kind of done here, right? Build supports can go from 3 up to 7. But actually, we have our thing. We have our big door event, so we could actually clear it. All right, that's resolve the Master Plan. And then back over to our turn. Okay, all right. So first, Growth Spurt. Let's get 2 more growth counters. And we'll also fertile ground for a 3rd one. So we're going to get 3 more counters, going up to 7 counters here. And we can draw that card from fertile ground. Okay, so now we're all set up here with our growth counters. I Am Groot is huge here. Let's go and play Ironheart first. This would be double resource when paying for a basic card, so we can play Ironheart. After you play from hand, draw a card. Draw into Spider-Man Miles Morales. Ooh, he's good too. But we're maxed out of limit, so I don't think we play him here. And then let's see. So I want to play I Am Groot. I have the Ready for a Fight already in play. So I could play 2 more cards. So I think I play Night Nurse and Vine Spike. And then the big item group. Yep, that's the play. Let's flip up here. Actually, we're going to get Queen Carrier. And we'll get a resource with that. Do I care about clearing this off right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's clear that off, actually. Because the one defeat will happen before this. So we're going to do... Sar's going to Thor for 1. Ironheart Thors for 1, and War Machine Thors for 2. So 4 threat going off of City under attack. Drop it down to 1 threat. And each owl will take 1 consequential damage for thwarting. Alright. Then Groot is going to Thor for 1 from here. Clear it off. When defeated, the player who defeats the scheme draws a card. So let's draw a card here. Okay. Okay, and that's gonna resolve that, right? This is defeated. Yeah, so that's gone. Okay. Do I want to? No, we don't. Okay, so next we are going to kind of do want to play Miles here. I really want to get the Queen Carrier. Okay, let's do Queen Carrier here. So we'll do 3 resources right here, so we can play our big I Am Groot Thor event. 3 cost event here. Action Thor. Remove threat from a scheme equal to number of growth counters on Groot. We have 7 counters here. Let's take 7 counters off the build support and kill the side scheme. So Groot doing tons of thwarting now in protection. When the video goes in victory display, we search our deck and discard pile for support of the cost 3. Let's put it straight into play. So that's gonna be our Quinn carry here from discard pile that we saw earlier. 3 cost support. We only play with, we have the vendor trait, but we're not playing. We're putting it into play, so we can bypass that. We can exhaust the Quinn carry to generate a WA resource, which is gonna be pretty good. And then let me see. We could so we could play Miles, and then either Night Nurse. I think we go Vine Spikes here. Wait. Oh, we can hold on. Man, okay, we got so much economy right now. Let's just max out our limit. We're gonna do Helicarrier to reduce the cost next round by 1. So Miles is 2 costs. This is a double resource when paying for a basic card, so we can play Spider-Man Miles Morales. Okay, so we maxed out on our owl limit because we're only allowed to have 3 owls in play, so we must mean discard 1. Let's discard Ironheart here. So she gets discarded. Miles has the ability whenever you play him, choose Thor or attack. He gets +2 to the chosen power to end the phase. Let's choose Thor. He's gonna Thor for 3 now. Clear off the main scheme here in case we get an advance. He'll take a consequential damage. And then we're going to use the Quinn Carrier generate WA resource so we can play our Vine Spikes. 1 cost Groot event, when we make a basic attack, we're going to move growth counter to exhaust this card, and we get +2 for attack. So getting our attack boosted up here as well. Alright. Feeling good here with this lineup. Let's end our turn, ready back up. And we got 7 growth counters, guys. So we're ready to do some damage. If we get our big attack event, that'll go crazy. Drawing up to 5 here. Okay, root stomps, I will take. And we still have the ready for a fight to flip down again whenever I want to. Okay, it is the villain's turn now. Adding 1 threat to both the main schemes. And I forgot, we moved this at the end of the player phase. So going over to proximity midnight. Okay, so she's going to activate because she's the main villain now. So we're going to give her +2 attack, hitting with a base of 5. Gets a boost here. We will defend. I forgot, Miles only takes 1 constant damage, and he's readied up here. We'll defend with Starhawk. Here's the boost. 5 + 3. Okay. 8 damage, and Proxima hits hard. I don't remember that. She will take out Starhawk. Then we get dealt a face down counter card, which is an advance. So she's going to scheme here with a base of 1. Gets a boost of 1. So she's scheming for 2. Man goes up to 3 threat. Okay, cool. So we didn't lose this one. Losing this one is bad because then we do 6 damage to Avengers Tower, and that would immediately flip the tower there to the damage side. So we're good here. Guardian group protecting everybody. Alright, so it's back over to our turn. We are good to do some damage here. Vivian's not really going to do too much. I really want those attack events. Let's play our practice plan. It's maximum for player. After you use card prep card control, like they're ready for fight, we can return it to your hand from discard pile. So let's get that down. 0 cost to play. And let's go ahead and root stomp here. Who do we hit? I don't think it matters. Let's use Helicarrier to reduce the cost and start with a 1. Queen Carrier is a resource. We're going to root stomp, do 5 damage to enemy. If it defeats an enemy, we get a GROOT counter. It won't defeat an enemy, but we'll do 5 damage on Proxima Midnight. There's from 12 down to 7. Groot's going to swing for 2, use our Vine Spikes, so we can remove a counter, and then we get +2, so we're swinging for 4. Bring from 7 down to 3. Then after you use a basic attack, we can exhaust Lashing Vines, remove 2 counters, so we're going from 6 down to 4 counters, and we can ready up Groot here. Alright, 3 life. Do we flip her? Maybe not, because I think I need to Thor a little bit. Yeah, let's do, we're going to swing for 2. That'll bring from 3 down to 1. We're going to have War Machine Thor for 2 from here. War Machine takes a consequent damage. Miles is going to swing for 2 on Corvus Glaive, brings him down to 9 life. And then Miles will take a consequential damage. And then what am I doing here, guys? Do I play Vivian? Let's flip down to Alter Ego. We're going to use Fertile Ground to gain a counter and Growth Spurt to gain 2 more. So 3 total counters, and we'll draw a card with Fertile Ground. Ooh, there's our attack event. So I'm playing that. Let's do Vivian here. Yeah, she can block. We'll do 2 resources. We don't need those health recovering stuff anymore because we have 7 counters. Play Vivian. We're not going to trigger her response. It's a hero response anyways. She's going to exhaust, swing for 1 on Proxima Midnight. Brings her down to 0. And that will flip Proxima over to her third and final stage here, where she's going to have 15 life. And then this is gone. Proxima Midnight cannot be defeated while Corvus Glaive has remaining hit points. Ooh, wait, how does that work again? Does she stay on this stage? Cannot be defeated. We had to defeat them both to win, right? I don't know. Okay, you know what? Let's keep it here on stage 2 because I'm not exactly sure how that works. She'll have 0 life. I think we may have to bring them both down 0 to flip them both. I forgot about the tower defense ruling there. Okay, so 0 life there on Proxima Midnight. And Vivian would take a... Actually, you know what? Let's not attack. We'll just keep it up here. So she still has 1 life left. We're going to have Vivian swing for 1 Corvus Glaive. Brings him down to 8. And she'll take a consequential damage. Yeah, we'll do it that way because at least I'm sure the ruling like that. That'll end our turn. Let's ready back up all our characters. And then we're going to draw back up to hands of 6. Let's get another I Am Groot attack. Ah, we didn't get another one. What do we have? Do we get rid of them already? I Am Groot. How many I Am Groots does Groot have? I'm not sure. How many root stomps? I know we got 3 root stomps. So we have 1 more left. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Okay, so end of player phase, we move this over. Corvus Glaive is going to scheme. Part of me wants to just let him scheme. So I can stay down in Alter Ego and do the stuff to get more counters. Yeah, let's just let him scheme. He's scheming with a base of 2, gets a boost effect, heal 2 damage from the active villain, and give him a tough stats card. Oof, okay. So it goes up to 10 life. He gets a tough stats card, but no boost icons there. So he's just scheming for 2. His stage goes up to 3. And sorry guys, did I forget to add threat? We need to add 1 threat whenever the villain phase begins. Yeah, I forgot that. So they both go up to 2, and then he's going to scheme for just 2. Alright, we get a face on counter card here, which is a side scheme, Tribute. When defeated, do the player who defeated this scheme a face down counter card with a Crisis. So we can't remove that from the main schemes while this side scheme's in play. And I think we just ignore it at this point because I'm going to have a lot of damage. Let's go ahead and Growth Spurt and Fertile Ground for 3 more counters. That brings us to our max of 10 counters. And we'll draw a card with the Fertile Ground because we're an Alter Ego. We've got Marn next here. How much life does he got? He has 10 life. Well, that's just the perfect amount of life for me. Let's do... Vivian is going to swing for 1. Let's knock out this tough. And then she'll take consequential damage and get knocked out here. Actually, maybe I should have had her thwart. That's fine. Let's flip up to our hero form. And then we are going to do, let's do a Helicarrier to reduce the cost in this card that we play by 1. Queen Carrier would be a resource, so we can play I and Groot. Do damage to enemy equal to number of growth counts on Groot. We have 10 counters. We're going to do 10 damage here. Crazy damage to Corvus Glaive, and that'll bring him down to 0. And then we are going to use a double resource. Actually, do I play Mansion here? Nah, I think we're good enough here. So Marnex says reduce the cost of playing by 1 every time he has a guard here, which you do have. So he's 2 costs. Double resource to play Marnex. He's going to exhaust and swing for 1 on Proximity Midnight, but I'll bring her down to 0. So now that they're both at 0, they can be defeated. We'll flip them both over to the third and final stage here. Corvus Glaive is going to have 14 life. And then Proxima Midnight is going to have 15. So we just got to bring them down here, both down, and then we win. But if one of them still alive, the other one will also be able to activate and stuff. Whenever she attacks you, either do 1 damage to advantage attack or give her +2. And he is whenever he makes undefended attack with his card attack and the counter attack, but it's going to be her attacking here. Okay, Martinez will take a consequential damage. And then let's get a We Are Groot down. Do I have the resources? Not really. Let's do Groot is going to swing for 2. We'll use a Vike Spines, remove a growth counter, and then we'll get +2, so we're swinging for 4. Let's do it on Proxima. Proxima brings her down 15 down to 11, and then we'll exhaust our Lashing Vines, remove a counter. So we have 9, we go down to 8, and then we can ready up here. We'll swing for another 2, brings her down to 9 life. And I don't think I want to remove threat from here because then we'll get an encounter card. We'll just go for the push next turn, I believe, is going to be the better play. So we want to play We Are Groot here. Yeah, we'll use a resource here. We're going to play We Are Groot. 1 cost event, remove up to 4 growth counters from Groot. Choose that many friendly characters, give each of them a tough status card. So we're going to take off, let's do 3 growth counters. So we go from 8 down to 5 counters. And then we're going to give 3 toughs. So 1 to Groot, 1 to War Machine, and 1 to Spider-Man Miles Morales. Okay, so now she's at 9, he's at 14. We're going to have Miles swing for 2 on Corvus Glaive, brings from 14 down to 12. He'll take constant damage, loses tough. But War Machine swing for 2, brings from 12 down to 10. He'll take constant damage, loses tough. So they both stay alive there. And that will end our turn. Let's ready up here. And then is there a way for me to not deck out is the question. I have 3 cards in hand. Yep, we're going to draw back up to 5, and we're not going to deck out here, so we don't have to take the encounter card with a Root Stomp. So we may be able to go for the final push there. Okay, end of the villain phase or player phase, we move this back over here. And it is going to be Proxima Midnight's turn. They both add 1 to their scheme, so 5 and 3. Okay, Proxima is going to attack us here. I have a tough, so I just take it. We choose either deal a damage to Avengers Tower or give her +2. Let's give her +2. She's hitting with a base of 5. Boost is 2, 7 damage, knocks out the tough stats card from Groot. Tough will have priority over our Force Interrupt Floor Colossus, so we keep our growth counters. Then we get dealt 1 face on counter card, which is Rainfire. Oh man, do another 3 damage to Avengers Tower. So it's going to go from 3 up to 6 damage there. So luckily, we didn't let it sustain any other damage, or else it'll probably have flipped over. So the Milano is going to have that damage there. Okay, and that will end the villain phase. Okay, so it's back over to our turn. Let's see. We are. Oh, I think we're short damage, guys. I think it's too much damage to do. Okay, let's do our Root Stomp first before we deck out, of course. So 2 resources here. We're going to play Root Stomp. Here, action attack, do 5 damage to enemy. If it defeats an enemy, place a growth counter on Groot. So we're going to do 5 damage on Proxima Midnight. Brings her from 9 down to 4. Okay, and then let me see. We can swing for 4 plus 2 is 6. And then they can take her out. We bring down 4 life. We're short 3 damage, guys. Dang it. Okay, let's get. Do we want to play an ally? I don't think there's really a point in doing that because then we'll max on ally limit. I mean, we're gonna lose some allies here. Miles will swing for 2 on Corvus Glaive, brings her down to 2. He'll take constant damage, getting knocked out. I think we have to actually thwart this So we did not have the damage here for the push. So War Machine is going to Thor for 2 from Tribute. Clear this off. When it's defeated, deal the player who defeats this a face down counter card, so we get an encounter card here. Do we Thor it off, guys? No. You know what? Let's not Thor it off. I don't want any counter cards. We're gonna get one from decking out anyway, so never mind. We're not gonna Thor it. Let's keep the 2 Thor on there. We're gonna have War Machine swing for 2 and take down. I don't want this. Will give us an encounter card anyways. It's the same thing as Thor. Yeah, we're swing for 2. We'll take out Proxy Midnight with War Machine's space activation. Rotate Consequential, get defeated here. We're gonna try to go for a push here. Marnex will swing for 1 on Corvus Glaive, brings him down to 9. Marnex takes a consequential damage. Groot's gonna swing for 2. Vine Spikes, remove a counter, so we're swinging for 4. That will bring Corvus Glaive from 9 down to 5. Then after using the basic attack, we can exhaust Lashing Vines, remove 2 counters, go from 4 down to 2. Ready Groot back up, swing in for another 2. Brings from 5 down to 3, guys. 3 life. And then we're gonna play Rocket. Let's draw this card, see what that is. Let's flip down to Alter Ego. We're going to Fertile Ground, so we get a counter, and then we draw a card. Fruition. We deck out, so we get that face down counter that we're gonna get anyways. And hopefully we don't lose here. I think we're okay actually, because the main scheme, Corvus Glaive would be the main villain. So the only thing that happens is that we just keep getting counter cards. We don't get this one as our loss condition. So I think that was timed well enough for us here. And all we need, actually, we don't even need attack events. We just need to survive a turn basically. But we might get like 3 encounter cards here. So a little bit of a Venom Goblin thing going on. But we'll see what happens, guys. And we're not able to remove threat from here because of the crisis that I decided to leave in play. All right, let's go ahead and Helicare to reduce the cost next turn play by 1. Rockets 2. Oh, we don't have the Guardian trait, so I can't play him. That's fine. Helicare and Quincare for 2 resources, so we can play Cosmo here. And then let's go ahead and use Growth Circles. How to use it? We get 2 growth counters. We're going to play Fruition, get 2 more, so we get 4 counters. Going up to 7 counters now. Let's do it, leave it like that. And then let's just end our turn. We don't need Cosmo to activate. It's ready back up. And we're going to draw back up to 6 here. Holding on to Rocket in case we get like a minion with guard or something. All right, it is Villain's turn. They add 1 each one. This goes up to 4. This goes up to 6. It's going to pop here. So remove all threat. Deal each player face down. I've forgotten this will move. Because at the player and then player face, it moves again. So the activate in Corvus Glaive. We remove the counters and we deal each player face down counter card. So 2 encounter cards for us now. Corvus Glaive is going to scheme with the base of 3. It makes an unoffended attack, does that. Do I want to actually flip up here? Actually, I kind of just want to let him scheme again. Yeah, we're going to let him scheme, guys. So we're going to stay down Alter Ego. So he's scheming with a base of 3, gets a boost of 2. Man goes up to 5. And then he's going to deal with 1 face down counter card for a total of 3 here. First encounter card is an Assault. When Alter Ego is going to surge. We got Corvus's Glaive. Attached to Corvus' Glaive, he gains Retaliate 1. Hero actions take a damage and spend those 2 resources to discard it. Okay, so he has +1 attack. Next encounter card, Black Orb Besieger. For response after he engages you, which is right now, choose to do damage to Avengers Tower or do 2 damage to Identity. We're going to take 2 damage on Groot. We actually take that as damage here because we can't block out damage in Alter Ego. It's only in hero form that we can do that. Last encounter card is Shadow the Past. Okay, that's fine. All right, so we're bringing out our Nemesis here, but they're not really going to do anything, I think, right? For response after he activates, we do 2 indirect damage. That's fine. For response after villain phase begins, do 2 indirect damage. That's fine as well. So 3 threat on the side scheme. And then we got to shuffle in these cards here into the encounter deck. Oh, Sesame's waking up from her nap next to me. Is she going to do anything? Sesame's just chilling. All right, so we shuffle that in. Our Nemesis comes out, but it's okay. So it's back over to our turn. We are going to Fertile Ground and Growth Spurt, get 3 more counters. We're going to max out here at our 10 counters. Oh, it feels good to max out there. We'll draw a card Fertile Ground. We didn't get the attack event. That's okay. I forgot Shadow Pass is resolved there. Let's go ahead and just flip up here to hero form. And then Groot is going to swing for 2 on Corvus Glaive. Use our Vine Spikes, remove a counter. So we're swinging for 4. We don't have any attack events. Yeah, we don't have attack events. So 4 damage on Corvus Glaive brings them all the way down to 0. Then if we wanted to, we could also exhaust the Lashing Vines, remove 2 counters. So go from 9 down to 7. and then we could ready back up and then swing for another 2 on them. But whenever both the villains are down to 0, we have officially defeated tower defense and protected the Avengers Tower from getting defeated. And luckily, we were able to keep it on the stronghold side. Only 6 damage on Milano. We were 3 damage away there, so cutting it a little bit close there. But yeah, we were able to get in the final kill for the final damage. All right. So we're gonna do the campaign record. So Ebony Maw has victory 1. We never saw him. He stayed in. Oh, we would have taken a retaliate. Whoops, with Corvus Glaive because he was retaliate 1. So we would have lost a growth counter from that first hit. No, wait, no, we took him out in 1 shot actually because we swung for 4. Never mind, no retaliate. Okay, so what we got going on here? Ebony Maw, we were now able to defeat him. So whenever he activates, wait, no, what does it say? Sorry guys. If Ebony Maw is not in your victory display, record as Ebony escape. Okay, so Ebony Maw did escape. That's probably a bad thing. He'll probably come back in a future scenario here. And then we record the amount of damage the Milano ended with. Milano ended up with 6 damage there. And then record if the Avengers Tower is on stronghold or damage side. We are on the stronghold side. Okay, so stronghold side, 6 damage to Ebony Maw, or to Milano, whoops. And then Ebony Maw has officially escaped there. So we weren't able to deal with that. But yeah, we're able to leave our minions in play because no one has guard. And we were able to take down Corvus Glaive there for the final push. Yeah, okay. All right, I think we got everything. I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah, Crest is fine because that never mattered. And then we have another side scheme here. I think that was good. All right. Yeah, huge shout out to Zylokun. Thank you so much for this custom campaign. I'm excited to see what we have in store for scenario number 2 here. But yeah, we are done with the GROOT game, so he won't be a possible hero anymore for me to play for next one. But we have to play with these same allies here. So yeah, let me just get all the allies up. We have Vivian, Snowguard, Rocket Raccoon, Starhawk, Marnex, Cosmo, and then we had Moon Girl here. Oh yeah, she's a big one that I really want to play in this future scenario. War Machine is not part of the deck. He's only part of this scenario for the campaign. So Miles Morales and Ironheart are our last 2 allies here. Yeah, so War Machine is not a part of it. So yeah, these are the allies. We have to record our allies here as well because we will be including them with the next deck here. And not sure which hero that I'm going to be playing, but I know for sure, at least for the tougher ones, we want to have Moon Girl here because yeah, she is one of the best allies in the game, and we want to have her right up here. So maybe a champion character next. I don't know, guys. We'll see. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. We're actually never ready for a fight either, but that's okay because we just had the focus defense always on Corvus Glaive, make him the active villain when we're in Arc Eagle. So that's completely fine for him to be the one to add threat there. But yeah, thank you so much, Zylokun. I hope you guys all enjoyed this GROOT game. I'll see you guys all in the next video.